How does a big luxury brand like Tag Heuer actually tell you who they are? I mean, it's not just the flashy ads or the movie stars they partner with, right? The real story, the brand's actual DNA, is kind of hidden in plain sight. Today, we're going to deconstruct their identity by looking at their digital blueprint, their website's sitemap. Ready? Let's dive in. When you first land on a brand's website, it can feel like, well, a total mess, right? A big jumble of words. You've got product names like Carrera and Aqua Racer, then some fancy-sounding jargon like savoir-faire, and then bam, partnerships with Porsche. But here's the thing, it's not random. Not at all. Every single link, every category, it's a carefully placed signpost on a map they designed to guide you through their world. And that really brings us to the big question here. A website menu, it's not just there to help you find stuff. It's a story, a carefully constructed narrative. So what story is Tag Heuer trying to tell us? What are they revealing right there, hiding in plain sight? All right, so here's our game plan for decoding this thing. First, we'll look at the big picture, the digital blueprint. Then we'll dive straight into their product universe. After that, we'll explore what they're doing beyond just watches, the whole lifestyle they're selling. And finally, we'll get to the historical stuff, the heritage at their very core. Come on, let's peel back these layers together. Okay, first step, the digital blueprint. Now, I want you to think of this sitemap not as just a table of contents, but really as the brand's DNA. It's the code that reveals what they truly value most. And that brings us right to section 2, the product universe. Let's start with the most obvious layer, right? What are they actually selling? Let's see what the structure itself tells us about what's most important to them. And wow, the data here could not be clearer. I mean, with 108 different items listed under it, the Carrera collection is without a doubt the brand's flagship. It's their hero product. Strategically, this gives them a super strong focal point. Then you've got the Aqua Racer and the Formula One lines right behind it. And get this. This isn't just some marketing slogan. This is a cold, hard fact revealed by their very own digital blueprint. But check this out. They don't just organize everything by the collection name. Nope. They also slice and dice their products by technical features. So by specifically calling out movements like automatic, chronograph, and the super high-end tourbillon, they're doing something really smart. They're talking to two different people at once, the casual buyer and the serious watch nerd, all in a language they each understand. All right, on to section 3, beyond the wrist. This part of their sitemap is where things get really interesting. It shows us a brand that is absolutely not just sitting back and coasting. They are actively pushing into brand new territory, and in the process, they're kind of redefining what a Swiss watchmaker can even be in this day and age. And man, this just perfectly shows the brand's two personalities, doesn't it? On one side, you've got these deep, rich sections all about tradition, that whole savoir-faire thing and their vintage collections. But then, on the other side, you've got this equally massive push into tech. We're talking the connected Caliber E5 smartwatch, with its own little worlds for apps, golf, and running. It's like they're living in two different worlds at the exact same time. It's fascinating. And it's clearly not just about watches anymore. See, the sitemap also has these dedicated spots for eyewear and accessories. Now, they might be small sections for now, but that's a huge signal. It tells us they have this ambition to grow beyond being just a watchmaker and become a full-on luxury lifestyle brand, giving them way more ways to connect with customers. And that, of course, flows perfectly into our next section, the world of Tag Heuer. Because let's be real, luxury brands don't just sell you a product. They sell you an entire world, an entire feeling. So let's see exactly how their website builds that dream for us. Just look at this list. We pulled it straight from their site structure. You've got Formula One, Porsche, Oracle Red Bull Racing. I mean, come on, these are not random sponsorships. These are hand-picked, meticulously chosen partnerships that just scream precision, high performance, and a legacy of speed. They're not just telling you they're about performance, they're showing you by the company they keep. It's brilliant. Okay, section 5, the heritage core. Now we're digging deep. We're getting down to the bedrock of the entire brand. And this isn't just some boring history lesson. No, this is about the source of their authenticity. It's what gives them the right to charge what they charge. It's their pricing power. So a key term you see highlighted in their sitemap is savoir-faire. It's this French phrase that basically means expert knowledge, true craftsmanship. And by giving this idea its very own dedicated space on the site, Tag Heuer is making a really powerful statement. They're saying, hey, we are not a tech company that just happens to make watches. We are master watchmakers who also happen to embrace technology. See the difference? And this is the crucial point, right here. All these things, the history section, the savoir-faire, their deep expertise in chronographs, these aren't just buried in some About Us page. No way. They're presented as the foundational pillars of the entire brand. Everything else we talked about, the modern watches, the tech, those cool partnerships, it's all built right on top of this historic foundation. That's what justifies the price tag. That's what makes it a luxury brand. All right, we've made it to our final section. What does it all mean? We've peeled back all the layers, so now it's time to put all the puzzle pieces together and see the complete story that Tag Heuer is telling us. And it really boils down to this four-part story. It all starts with the products, their core watches, with the Carrera leading the charge. Then it builds with innovation, showing they're all in on the future with their smartwatches. All of that gets wrapped up in this aspirational lifestyle of speed and performance. And finally, the whole thing is anchored by their heritage, that deep foundation of craftsmanship that makes you believe in the whole story. Which brings us to the biggest takeaway of this whole thing. A website's menu, it is so much more than just a list of links. It's a narrative map. It's intentionally designed to guide your perception, to shape how you think and feel about a brand before you even see a single product. The structure is the story.
So next time you're browsing any website, don't just blindly click the links. Stop for a second. Look at the structure. Look at the choices they made in that menu. What did they decide to put front and center? What's maybe tucked away? I promise you there's a story there. What story will you find hiding in plain sight?